it's Kat with the next in the Musings series, which I am doing on how to be more enlightened. Now, can I just say, I'm not an expert, I'm not professing to be the most enlightened person. We're all trying to be more enlightened. Well, we probably are if we're watching this channel anyway. I think most of the people I speak to who watch these videos, we're kind of light workers, awakened souls. We're trying to improve our vibration and just have a more purposeful life, I suppose, as well. So that's really what I mean by being more enlightened. It's like, how can we do that? By the way, you can see Freya. I've slightly changed the angle of my videos because it fits my lighting better. But unfortunately, this means Freya can climb on the cushions behind me. And so if she starts barking, I will have to just cut because she can see out of the window and she's only just realised she can see out the window. And I live on quite a busy street. So basically, she could just start going crazy at any moment. So I apologise if that... So enlightenment is basically unconditional love. So what we're looking at is, what is unconditional love? Well, basically, unconditional love is appreciation, it's joy, it's that real sense of a gratitude as well. So the thing to do, I feel, is to notice how you feel when you're in that state. Okay, so when you are appreciating something, when you're feeling really in the joy, in the zone, to notice how you're feeling this. And when you are actually feeling this, this is when you're in that aligned state, okay? When you're in that state of alignment, you're actually in that higher state of vibration, okay? And that sort of resonance is what attracts more to it, okay? So it's really about noticing that, okay? And once you get going with that state of appreciation and that state of awareness of your appreciation, then it kind of snowballs, if that makes sense. Now, any of you that are followers of or interested in Abraham Hicks will really recognize this. That's the crux of their teaching, really, is to get in that state of appreciation and to feel aware of that. Okay, so that's kind of where that comes from, but it's kind of common sense anyway, that, you know, we understand that as awakened souls, we're trying to be more appreciative and spread that unconditional love message. So I think the three things that I would recommend would be, number one, make a list of what makes you feel that way. Okay, now the obvious reason for this is basically because if you draw your attention to it, and you can do this either as a one-off or you can make this part of like a daily diary or journal activity, but basically what you're trying to do is draw your attention, draw your brain, your mind's attention to what makes you feel that way, in that state of joy, in that state of appreciation, because that is the state of being aligned. That is the state that is enlightened. Okay, the second thing is to, once you really understand the feeling, so, you know, you've journaled it or put it in your diary, you know what that state of appreciation is, and you know how it feels in your body, and you know the sort of things that generate it. Then what you're going to do, the second thing you're going to do is you're going to go about your day consciously in that state. So you're not going to wait for the external circumstances to bring that out in you. You're actually going to sort of synthetically create that state in your body. So whether it's by just imagining it, but that's why I said on the first thing, it's so, the first point, it's so important when you're in a state of appreciation to really know how it feels in your body, because when that's the key, to know what it is you're feeling in your body, in your mind, because then you can synthetically recreate it, and that's the second step. So you're going to go about your life and you are going to be that way regardless of circumstances. Now, can I just put a point in here, okay? Someone punches you in the face, you're not going to say, oh, thank you, how wonderful, okay? So I'm not going to say any more than that. You get the point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying you have to be like totally detached from what's going on. But what I am saying is when you go into a store, when you go shopping, when you talk to someone behind the counter, you will talk to them and feel in your body appreciation and love for them, just like you would say your pet or your best friend or whatever. So it's about being in that state. So that's the second thing. Right, the third thing you need to do is to then notice that as you choose unconditional love, regardless of the circumstances, what ends up happening is you draw people, places, events to you that are more like your new level of vibration. And you also start to have more awakened thoughts, and you're naturally drawn to more awakened situations. So I do think that there is this sort of magical quality that people and places and events start changing. But I think as much as anything, it's like our minds are now rewired to be looking for this better circumstance. So you will notice how nice someone is rather than when they're not nice. That's a very simplistic way of putting it, but I think you get my point. So the first thing is to know how the appreciative and awakened state feels in you. The second thing is to then create it synthetically and go about your day as often as you can, recreating this. And then the third thing is to notice it and notice how it changes things, because noticing how it changes things will encourage you to do it more often, because it really does make a difference to yourself and to other people's experience of you as well as your experience of life. And also it then creates a circle, because as you notice it, you then feel more appreciative and more thankful. And as you feel more thankful, you feel more awakened, and then you are more enlightened. So I hope this little process is helpful to you. It's made a massive difference to me. Please try it out. Give it time. Give it a few days. Don't be upset with yourself if you forget and you don't do step 2 basically, and you find you've gone a whole day or a week or whatever and you have been grumpy with people, or you've been just how you feel without sort of being a bit more conscious about it. Don't berate yourself when you don't do it. Just be pleased with yourself when you do it. Okay, we're all human. We're not awakened and conscious in our actions all of the time. Okay guys, I hope you enjoy this. So much love to you, and I will see you next week. Mwah!